And that's the most important part sometimes about all of this self-delusion, is that a lot of other people start to believe what you say. And I'm not saying that I say bad things. If a man were to sit in front of you and say, I can rip your head off with my little finger, and he said it in the right terms, and he truly believed it in his heart, you wouldn't want him to try. As ridiculous as that sounds, you'd be like, he's kind of big, maybe. You know, it crosses your mind. So I think that, yeah, I have psychoanalyzed myself, even though I'm not officially, certified. And I've decided that I can't stop bad things from happening to me. So instead, I'm going to enjoy bad things happening to me. And I'm going to build a mindset that makes me fearsome enough to succeed regardless of how stacked the odds are against me.
Yeah.
Why do I think people are drawn to advice telling them to do hard things? Because I think any person, any human realizes that if you want some kind of a good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. And if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
What could we have done differently? Right? I mean, it's an obsessiveness that comes along with it. You want things to be as perfect as they can be, understanding that nothing is ever perfect. But the challenge is try to get them as perfect as they can be. Mm-hmm. And what can you do? It's in your control. So control what you can. I can watch film all day long. It's going to help me
get better.
Yes, yes.
I believe in a higher power. Don't know the name, don't know where it's coming from, don't know anything like that. But I believe that this power, and visualize me real quick. Let's say it's a man up there or a woman, whatever, and they have a chart. And when you're born, they say David Goggins, born February 17, 1975 at 6 a.m. They write the chart down because they can see everything. They know exactly where you're fucking supposed to be. They know what you're supposed to be. You die, you go to so-called heaven. You arrive at heaven, I'm 300 pounds. I retired as an Ecolab guy, which is okay, it's just a job, whatever. I go up there and God looks at me and he shows me my chart. And my chart on there says you were supposed to be a Navy SEAL. You're supposed to weigh 185 pounds. You're supposed to be one of the smartest people on the planet, this, all this. You see this. And now you're in heaven, you made it to heaven, but you're like, God, Doug, I was supposed to live that life. I was supposed to live that life. And then you find out that the reason why, because we all think that if we pray on it, if we do this, if we do that, whatever, if we don't work, we just, whatever, it's gonna magically happen for us. No, I believe that when I'm all said and done with, my whole job is to outwork the chart. Whatever the fucking chart says about me, the all-knowing power up there, I want to get up there and say, him look at me and say, I know everything. I didn't fucking see this.
Because like even the regrets, the bad things or the stupid things, you learn not to do bad things or stupid things. You know, all those things are beneficial in some way if you can get through them. The dumb shit that I've done or the bad mistakes that I've made, they've taught me. You know, you learn. Like, that's why failure is so important. Like failing and fucking up and making mistakes, it's very important. That's how you learn. That's how the bad feeling that you get from something that you shouldn't have done or wish you didn't do or wish you did better. Like especially failing at something where you half-assed it and you just feel like a fucking loser. Like that just teaches you. It teaches you to get your shit together. It's dangerous to dwell on past mistakes, because people sort of define themselves by the worst moments that they've ever had. And if that's the case, like some people are stuck in high school. You know, they're stuck in failures that they had like when they were first getting jobs, and they always think that they're a loser, and they don't like the feeling of failure, so they keep low expectations so that they never have to feel that. You gotta get through it. You gotta get through bad feelings. You gotta get through failure. It's very important. And you get through it by just picking yourself back up and moving forward and going. But it's hard for a lot of people because that sting, they never get over it, the feeling of failure.
I think realizing that almost all the things you want in life are accidental byproducts of habits, processes, systems, routines, right? So Viktor Frankl famously said that happiness can't be pursued, it must ensue. It's the result of getting those big things right, and then you just feel this kind of feeling of happiness as a byproduct. You don't, as you said, you don't go, today I must feel happy, right? It's the result of having meaning and purpose and taking the right actions. And so people sometimes look at the books that I've written and they're like, how did you publish so many books? And it's like, publishing is not what I think about. I think about writing. I wake up every day and write, and the accidental byproduct of that is the publishing, right? And so good habits, good routines, like you want a happier home life, it's like, are you spending more time there? Are you know, how are you setting up systems or processes that the result is that outcome, right? You control what you put in, the outcome happens or it doesn't happen. And I think so often we just, you're right, we just want the feeling, and so we try to cheat it or steal it, or we feel guilty that we don't have it, when really you could start small right now and just get yourself closer to it.
How do you reach that success by way of advice to people?
You know, we talked about my dad, my parents. I never looked at my dad and said, okay, you're not successful. He busted his ass, and when he came home, you know, we enjoyed our time together, right? There was nothing at any point in time where I felt like, oh, this is miserable, we're awful, we don't have this, we don't have that. You know, we celebrated the things we did have, and never knew about the things we didn't have, you know, and so I think, you know, you have to be able to find your way to whatever it is that puts a smile on your face every day. Some people can do it and some people can't.
It's not always about the smile or the smile on the outside. It could be a smile on the inside.
Yeah, whatever it is, right? Whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah, the struggle, even the struggle, like with your dad, the really, really hard work can be a fulfilling experience, because the struggle leading up to then seeing your kids and
exactly right, because that was my dad's grand slam.
Yeah,
right. Seeing 3 kids go to college, be successful, you know, be able to spend time with them, and that was the other thing. You know, he really made me realize is the most valuable asset isn't the money, it's your time. That's why, you know, from a young age, I wanted to retire, because I wanted to experience everything that I possibly could in this life. And, you know, he got joy from us. I get joy from my kids. And that's the most special thing you ever can have.